Feels hard to believe, but back to school time is so close now. We're almost at the end of summer. And it's a time of year that comes really with all kinds of feelings, emotions, anxieties. We're going to sort through some of that today and look at navigating all of that with the young people in our lives and maybe with ourselves as well. Sarah Popowich is a mental health clinician at CMHA Waterloo Wellington. Sarah, good to have you with us. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
And it is an exciting time of year, isn't it? But I think we can all think back to school and our own memories and our own versions of the feelings and the emotions that came with that. Help us to understand why this is such a fundamental shift.
I think, as you said, we can all think back to our own experiences. And for kids, I mean, they're used to 10 months of the year, they have all this structure. They're used to schedules where they wake up and they go to bed at certain times. And then we're into summer. And while they're in the summer, I mean, a lot of kids, some will go to camps and things like that, but there's a lot less structure, a lot less routine. For some, a lot more freedom to just kind of hang out with their friends and do what they want to do. And so it can be a big shift to be going back to those routines and schedules, especially when we haven't been doing something for 2 full months, right? So it's a big shift. And then for some of our kids too, who are going to, you know, grade 9, high school, things like that, that's an even bigger shift for a bunch of those folks.
So what about navigating separation anxiety? I'm thinking in particular to kids who may be off to school for the first time or maybe off to full day or everyday school for the first time. How do parents and caregivers approach navigating that?
Of course. Oh, that's a tricky one, especially for the littles, right? I think one of the best things that parents can do is validate and acknowledge the tough feelings for their kids. So validating is that, you know, saying, I know this is really tough. I know this is a new situation and new things can be scary. Letting them know that we recognize how they feel. And then with that, trying to build up some confidence, right? Acknowledging that they've done tough things before and they're really capable of doing those tough things and helping them recognize that they're able to get through these tough days. The thing with separation anxiety or any anxiety really is the more we face what we're anxious about, the less scary it becomes. So once kids start going to school and they might make some friends or get along really well with their teacher or do some fun things at school, then they can start feeling a little bit more comfortable. And if their parents are kind of cheering them on in the background and helping them feel confident about that, then it can further support them in feeling good about being in school.
And perhaps just when we navigate that and we reach those older years in elementary school, along comes high school, perhaps new bus routes, new schools, new friend groups, new social circles. What is that shift like in terms of everything being new all over again?
Oh gosh, the newness is scary for a lot of kids, right? And sometimes it's kids who are maybe going off to a high school that not a lot of their friends are going to because of the area, right? Sometimes they get split up and things like that. So again, I think same kind of concept is parents being able to support their kids and acknowledging and normalizing that being really nervous and being excited and honestly having a lot of mixed feelings for a lot of kids is very normal and it's okay, and that they're again really capable of doing that. And then I think it's always great when parents are checking in with their kids. Some kids might need a little more nurturing, a little more support after their first day or their first week. Some kids might need a little bit more space, but just to know that their parents are there to check in and available if they need it. So just navigating those new waters and supporting them and feeling confident that newness can be exciting and scary, of course.
Absolutely. Well, I feel like we've only had time to scratch the surface, but they are very important conversations, very fundamental feelings that we're all going through, whether we are adults or it's the kids in our lives. Sarah Popowich at CMHA Waterloo Wellington, thanks so much for making some time for us today.
Wonderful. Thank you for having me again.